Good morning, Flora friends. I'm happy that you're all here. My name is Julia Gauld. I'm the founder of the Berlin Flower School, and I'm also the head tutor of the monthly career schools. And today I want to talk about one thing, and this is going to be a mini series, and this is how to become a florist, because I very often get asked this question. And today I want to explore with you what my take on that is. And I hope it's valuable for you. And okay, let's get started. Okay, for me, there are 4 columns of success, how to become actually a florist. The first one is finding your style, finding your signature note. Second one is how I brand myself. What does my logo look like? What's my brand philosophy? How do I put myself out there on social media? Then the third one is how do I network? Am I a charismatic person that loves to talk to other people? Am I more shy? To whom am I talking? Am I networking with friends, family? In order so that other people get to know my work, right? And the third one is, and then the fourth one is then your resilience and basically your hard work that you're putting into the effort you put into that whole thing to become a florist, the hours. Okay, today I just want to talk on the first column because I really want to dissect the other ones. So the first one is how to find your style. And this is quite a difficult one. So basically, first of all, creativity is not like bam, it hit my head and then like an idea is coming out. That's not how it works, and that's not how creation works. And I studied in the 19th at Centers of Martins textile design, and one of the most difficult things I really had to understand is how creation works, how creativity works. And it's very simple. The more you put into your brain, the more outcomes can come. Meaning, if you are just on TikTok and just on Instagram, it's not gonna be enough. You need to look at books. You need to look at shop windows. Also across the board. You need to look at art, because this is how basic the brain and the synapses connect ideas, right? So, it's a very good starting point to follow other people on Instagram or Pinterest that you really like, and you like their style, and you start simply by copying their work. By a lot of people think, oh my God, I'm copying. First of all, you can never copy really somebody in floristry because you always have different flowers. So there's always an original, which I love, by the way, about floristry. You get the same flowers and then you start to copy and start to create. And by doing so, you will learn something about proportion. You will learn something about color. You will learn that maybe that particular flower you don't like, and that next time you would use a different one. Or you explore the color and you think, oh, if I would have chosen it myself, I would have done it differently, right? So therefore, it's a very good starting point by copying other people, and through that, finding out what you like and what you don't like. Then about my journey, I bought flowers for a whole year from the flower market, spent each month €100, and I just explored and played with the flowers. Playing is so important, just, getting a little bit. And that was a big invest, very big invest. So then I also find each and every person, and because I've been a design teacher for so long, has an inner tendency towards certain colors. I love cold colors. If you look around me here, you can see that I like cold colors. So look at your apartment and see if you like warm colors or if you like cold colors, right? Because that's a very, very, very good starting point to just explore that color, or those colors, because basically it's very difficult to start with something that you maybe don't like so much. Okay, so we all learned with the wheel that we had at school that these ones are the cold colors and these are the warm colors. In theory, that's right. But each color can be actually mixed with more blue or more yellow in them. And according to that, there are cold pinks and there are warm pinks. So really find out within yourself what color, if you are a warm person or cold person. So then you have to understand the color gives off a mood. If I do something very contrasting, it's very loud, it's bold, it's bubbly, it's energetic. If I do something that is more closer to the color wheel, what we also call analogous, then that's going to be more harmonious. And if you just explore one color, which is monochrome, then that's going to be ultra harmonious. So therefore, each time I go to the flower market, I have to ask myself, okay, do I want something contrasting, monochrome, or something harmonious? Do I want something in cold colors or in warm colors? So, and this is to just give you an understanding, color is so important because you cannot randomly go to the flower market and buy a little bit from there and there, because you're going to be frustrated afterwards, because it's like a candy shop and you cannot just, you know what's like going to a candy shop. You end up with things that you didn't want in the first place. Anyway, okay. So therefore, start exploring color. The second thing is exploring texture. What kind of flowers do you love? Start with that, because you can, through the texture of your flowers, through the choice of your flowers, you can convey a style. Meaning, if you're just using orchids or just hydrangeas or just colors, they're very sculptural flowers. Maybe you want to make a bold statement with them and a really modern statement with them. If you like, chamomile, if you like limonium or waxflower and just tiny little princesses, you maybe like the meadow style. Explore that. Or like me, I really like the castle style because, to be honest, I think I should have lived in a castle, to be honest, because I think I'm made for a castle. I love it so much because I read the Bronte sisters, I read Jane Austen, I lived in England. I'm so the epiphany of romantic style. So I find it very sad that not some lord came along and married me and whisked me off to a castle. Anyway, okay, that was maybe too much. But anyway, I really love that style. And I explored that. I go on a regular basis to castles. I really want to understand what it's about to express that style. And this is why people book me. They recognize me. They recognize my style. And this is something people will only buy flowers from you if they recognize your style, not if you each time do randomly something new and different. All right. So therefore, understand that through the texture and the choice of your flowers, you can make a style and how you combine them with each other. So for example, I love these. I got these from England. I collected them already when I studied in London, not knowing that I will become a florist one day. These ones are very classical vases, mantelpiece vase, urn vase. I would never put like a modern bouquet in those, simply because I don't like to mix that. But some people, maybe for them, that's exactly what they want to do. They want to mix modern with traditional. So, and this is something that we explore so much on my careers course, that after that month, the students understand which style uses which flowers and which colors, so that they, can understand for themselves and explore for themselves what style they want to develop. All right then. So, and also, and that's another thing, once you know your style, you can buy the vessels and the vases that will underline your style. Because if you have a modern style, maybe you just buy footed vases in bold colors and then the statement is even stronger. So think about that. I hope that helped you a little bit to understand how to explore your style, and that you need to practice and practice and practice. Out of failure, you're learning. And this is another thing. You don't want to be perfect with your right thing, because then you have nothing to learn. And I think a lot of people don't want to, learn anymore. And this really frustrates me. Really do trial and error till you are really happy with your result. So anyway, lots of love from Julia. And if you have any questions, DM me on info@berlinflowerschool.com. Love you to bits. Bye.